Drinking wouldn't have allowed me to explore this other area of me and kind of was keeping me at this level. Like drinking, when you're drinking a lot, never elevates you. It never progresses you forward. All it does is just keep you here. Keeps you here. You know, you never have heard anybody ever say that I am really glad I started drinking again. Nobody's ever said that because there's no reason to be glad if you've stopped and you've seen the positive aspects that drinking has made towards your life being improved in every way, shape, or form. It's like there's no reason to look back, and that's where I'm sitting right now. I'm really not even like, oh, I'm 100 days sober. I hope I can make it 100 more. I'm almost like drinking isn't even a thing for me anymore. I don't drink, and life has gotten so much better without drinking in every way. So I know a lot of people hit me up on Twitter about being sober. I know a lot of people always ask me questions about it. So I've been thinking about this for a long time. I want to form a place where people can get together and talk about issues with addiction. It doesn't have to be limited to alcohol. It can be any other addiction. I know there's every addiction out there. And even if you're having a hard time in life with depression, if you're having a hard time in life with your family, with work, anything, I know that everybody needs somebody to talk to, and not everybody has somebody to talk to. So I'm going to use Ruin Your Day as a platform for that. Every week on Wednesdays, I haven't decided a time yet, probably around 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to have Ruin Your Day live for an hour. And basically what's going to be happening is the chat is going to be live, and that's going to be used as the floor for everybody to talk. I might be on a video feed answering questions to the chat. I might pull up some music that Ruin Your Day made to play. I might play some video in the background. It's going to be sort of a free-form vehicle type of feed. There's not going to be really a set thing that we're doing. The only thing that I want to go on is I want people to feel like it's a safe place to come into and talk and vent, talk to other people, maybe give advice. I'll be in there if anybody wants to ask any questions about being sober. I can give whatever advice I can for that. And yeah, essentially, I just think there needs to be a place like that. I think AA works really well for a lot of people because it's a community. It's a strong-knit community. You have a sponsor that holds you accountable for not drinking. You have other people that are going through the same thing as you. You realize there's a whole world out there of people that just don't drink. And that's rare these days, honestly. So I want there to be a place like that on Ruin Your Day doesn't have to be just limited to alcohol. It could be anything. You know, like my parents went through some heart problems this year, and that really devastated me. So, you know, I needed somebody to talk to about that. My ex-girlfriend's dog that I really love got cancer. My close friend just had cancer. So it's been tough for me as well this year, and I'm really thankful that I've had Ruin Your Day to talk to you guys about battle rap and forget about the troubles in my life, but I want to give back, and I want to create a platform where we can all come together and sort of be each other's shoulder to lean on every now and then. So just wanted to make this video to talk about me getting sober, my experience with it. Honestly, to wrap this up, being sober is like probably the best thing that's happened to me in a long time. Me breaking up with my ex-girlfriend that I love to this day has been the best thing that's ever happened to me too as well. It's really like jump-started me to make big improvements in my life that I'm really proud of. And yeah, I mean, I think anybody out there that's struggling with addiction, the first question you need to ask for yourself, if you're thinking that you might have a drug problem, alcohol problem, any sort of problem, is if I'm asking myself if I have a problem, I might have a problem. Do you want to take the next step to solving it? Do you want to get clean? Do you want to get sober? And all I can say is being sober is amazing. It's great. I would never trade it for anything. It works really well for me. Other people can drink responsibly. I'm not one of those people. I can't drink responsibly at all. So, yeah, guys, I just want to thank you all for helping me through my year of sobriety. You guys really made a huge difference in my life. I want to thank everybody out there that supported Ruin Your Day, all the patrons, all the people that did a watch episode, all the guests, all the people that tuned in for watch, everybody that bought merch, everybody that bought music. It means the world to me. So thank you guys. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Ruin an Hour, a safe place to talk about anything from sobriety, addiction, anxiety, depression, balance, and life. My name is Kyle Gray. I'm the host of the show. We are live twice a week, Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and Sundays 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Welcome to the show. The chat over here, you guys are free to talk about whatever you want, anything, absolutely, and we can chat about it. If you want to vent about the quarantine, I know that this time has been really rough for a lot of people, especially people suffering from addiction, people in situations they might not deem as healthy. You know, if you're like around somebody you don't like all the time, if you're around a spouse even that you guys have issues, those are amplified during these times. So if you guys want to chat about anything like that, we can. I just want to make sure that everybody's staying safe and sane during this time, doing as much as you can to make that possible. The best things that I would suggest, those things are reading as much as possible and staying off social media unless you have to. Going outside by yourself, that's a big one, by alone, and making sure you stay away from people. You can just walk around your block. I go running every day outside, and I never come close to anybody. I run on the street if I have to. And last but not least, exercise, doing some form of exercise, whether that being walking, whether that being doing like P90X, yoga, and then also you can meditate as well. Those are things that all will help you through this time. But yeah, how you guys doing? Alan Ramirez, that's some good advice, for sure. Desi, the noun, how's everybody doing today? What do you guys want to get into today? Anything bubbling up for anybody? Okay, Nicole, I recently talked to one of my brothers, and his depression is really getting to him. He has lost a lot of weight, and I'm worried about him. But, Kay, you're doing what you can by talking to him. That's really all you can do, is be there for him in that sense. He's going to go through the struggles, but you can't really do anything other than be a voice, a sounding board, and let him talk to you about it. I've been dealing with bipolar depression since I was 15 years old. It really doesn't get any better, but you learn to cope with it after a while, and putting energy into positivity definitely helps. So Shizzy, what exactly do you do to cope with it? Like, what are your examples of putting effort into positivity? Mike Perez. Well, you're my friend too, dog. Don't let your girlfriend make fun of you. Yeah, I told him I'll call him more so I can check on him. Yeah, that's all you can do. Like, literally all you can do for people that are close to you that are going through something is make sure that they know that it's okay for you to talk to them whenever. Because honestly, a lot of people won't really open up to you unless you tell them it's okay. Like, I can, like, honestly, like, all of my close friends have not opened up to me about what I went through in the past 2 years with my heartbreak. Not a single one of them ever reached out to me and said, hey, are you okay? It's because people are afraid to ask that. Because in this society, people like think it's more, people are more comfortable being nonchalant about things. And what they want to hear with how you're doing, they want to hear you're doing good. I'm doing good. And so that kind of gives you an unjustified expectation to say that when you're not doing good. So a lot of people will say, yeah, I'm fine, when they're really not. You know, I've done that plenty of times. So all you can really do if somebody close to you is suffering from depression is make sure that they know that it's okay to not be okay, and also that it's okay for you to listen and for them to talk to you whenever they want to. That's all you can really do. Mythological creature. Alcohol is my kryptonite. I drank from wake up until passed out for 14 years, and so much energy was wasted on it. I'm happier being in shape and sober, and people like you more. Yo, mythological creature, congrats on that. That's a wonderful way to put it, for sure. I also agree. I 1,000 times more happy being sober. It's like not even funny. Like everything about my day to day is a million times better, and like my mentality, the energy I emit into the world, my like views in general on life are better. I don't solely base that on alcohol being like the villainized thing, but getting sober definitely was a springboard to me getting up and onto this roller coaster of growth that I've been on that goes up and down, up and down. The thing about growth that people, unfortunately, and this kind of rolls back into what what I was talking about earlier, when people are like, "Hey, how you doing?" and they always want to hear you're doing good. It kind of reminds me of like if you run a business and people are like, "How's your business doing?" They only want to hear it's doing better and better and better and better. But life is not like that. Life is not a linear curve up. Let's see, there. It doesn't just go up. Life does this. It goes up, down, up, down, up, down. It constantly climbs if we're doing it right, but it goes like this. And recovery is like that because you'll make a stride and then you'll make a mistake because we're all human. It'll come back down, but not further than what you were before. Maybe it will, but guess what? You'll get back up there at some point. So that's basically the progress of life. The progression of life is not a linear ramp. It's a jagged ramp that kind of goes up. So, and unfortunately, a lot of people don't. I don't know if they don't expect that, but people kind of get. Sometimes, if you're going through something, I know I have a family member that struggles with anxiety, and he definitely has a lot of things that I have. He's a brother of mine, and I have a really bad temper, and that's something that I learned growing up, and it's really short, and my anger management has not always been the best, and I have very low patience. So all those things mixed together make kind of a combination of something that's not really ideal, and I don't really like that about myself at all. So that's been something that I've been really, really working at improving, and I found sometimes if my anger comes out, I'll immediately feel like, oh fuck, I fucked up. I shouldn't be like this anymore. Like I should have known better. And while that might be true, you can't really beat yourself up for making a mistake. All you do is be like, oh, that's just this. That's just my anger. Like, boom, let me like work on this way, and I'll go forward another day, you know? So it's the difference between making 20 mistakes in one day and making one mistake in one day. You can't beat yourself up for making a mistake because we're all human, and mistakes are inherent, and they're required, and you have to make mistakes to get better. Mike Perez, do you ever get withdrawals from having quit drinking? How do you deal with them if you did? I personally don't. But then again, I wasn't drinking so much that it really would cause enormous health issues when I quit. It wasn't gonna like impact my health when I quit. I have no withdrawals from drinking. If anything, I'm the healthiest I've ever been in my life, period, like by far. I feel the best I've ever felt. Everything is better. I sleep better. I'm more awake. I'm more alert. I don't drink any caffeine ever, and I'm never tired. I eat incredibly healthy. I don't eat very much processed foods. I eat mostly vegetables, fruit, and like rice. I don't even eat bread anymore, really, even though bread is amazing. I don't smoke. I used to smoke cigars. I don't smoke anymore. And yeah, I feel incredible. Like nothing has gone down since I quit drinking besides like being reckless. Having a reckless social life went down, and that's nothing that I miss at all. Shizzy, my mother is bipolar schizophrenic, and I've seen how multiple medications and dependencies on them can eat away at someone's life force. I learned to embrace who I am, and it's okay to be sad. Shizzy, totally true, man. It's okay to not be okay. And it's okay to embrace who you are. Just because that you have those things doesn't mean you're handicapped inherently. You should learn to be proud of who you are and embrace them and learn them to use them as a tool to propel you further in life, and just learn to cope with it. You know, that's just like I don't really look at like my addictions as like, oh, I fucked up in life. Like I'm not glad I have them for sure, but they actually pushed me to be a better person than maybe if I didn't even have them in the first place. So it's just kind of about tweaking your perspective towards looking at the things that you deal with in your life and you're coping with in your life and using them as a strength rather than a weakness. Bread is good on bread. Yep, bread and butter is like the best invention in the world for sure. Mythological creatures. If you start to experience withdrawals, you should go to the hospital. Sometimes withdrawals can lead to seizures. It happened to me once. Definitely, if you're experiencing any withdrawals from alcohol, you should definitely seek medical help as well. Timothy, what's up, man? I've stopped smoking weed. It's hard, and I've had the urge to pick it back up again, but I feel better without it and keep telling myself I don't need to feel better about myself. Yep, Tim, you shouldn't reach to anything to feel better about yourself. The only thing that should make you feel good about you is you. You shouldn't smoke weed to feel better. You shouldn't fucking eat a piece of cake to feel better. Sure, those things feel better in the moment, but you shouldn't use them as habitual habits to make yourself feel better as you, Tim. Tim is the only thing that should make Tim feel good about himself. I always say I want someone, then take it for granted. Once I have it, I need to stop wanting. Joseph, I think what you're saying is you need to stop having certain type of expectations and curbing your expectations. Because we all will want something forever. We're human. We have wants that are endless. That's why a lot of people will get in the habit of never truly being happy. They get on what's called the hedonic treadmill, and that's basically you set a goal, and once you reach it, you're not happy because your goal has already been furthered to the next thing. It's like an example is once you buy a house, you're not happy because you want a boat. Once you buy the boat, you're not happy because then you want a second summer home. And it's like there's always those secondary wants and goals to keep you unhappy. And when you're in that process, it's called the hedonic treadmill. But yeah, we all have wants and needs. The tricky part about that is curbing your expectation to those, to not be like, if I don't get this, I will never be happy. Want them, and then if it doesn't happen, use it as a learning experience to grow from it. When did you realize you had a problem, Avo? To be honest with you guys, I always knew that I had a drinking problem for sure. I always knew I had plenty of addictions. I always knew, my perspective of sex wasn't healthy. I knew that my relationship with alcohol wasn't healthy. I knew that I was just an addictive person in general. But I was in a strong sense of denial for most of my life until I got out of a relationship that I really cared about, and that really kind of shook everything in my life up. And it shook me to be like, hey, I'm not really proud of how I've been putting myself out into the world, how I've been living. I'm not proud of who I am right now. In the core, I know I'm a good person, but what I've been demonstrating in this world and what I've been doing doesn't represent who I think I am. And that kind of changed me, and that was 2 years ago. And that's when I really switched it up. I quit drinking for 100 days like 3 years ago, but really I think I was just doing that just to do it, and like not really, I wasn't learning anything from it. I was just like, oh, I'll quit just to quit and like take a break, you know. And then what happened was I started drinking again, and it just got worse over time. And by the end of it, I was drinking more than when I first quit for 100 days. Chris, bro, you're talking about the same thing with the diet. I've been telling people about the virus. If you cannot be complete, you can do what you want, but kill the ego. If you can't, you cannot be complete. For sure. The ego can be the death of you, for sure. If I'm being completely honest, I've been afraid to get diagnosed and prescribed. I'm a firm believer in being the master of your own mind, and I don't want to be dependent on chemicals. Yeah, Shizzy, I mean, the unfortunate thing about that, though, is at some point, if you do have medical conditions like schizophrenia, bipolar, you are going to need to get some diagnosis just to help you more. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to get on meds, but there are medical professionals out there that know way more than me and you know about these things. And it's best to go to them and see what they think. But you don't have to do what they say. There's not a gun to your head that says you have to get on these pills. But it's very good to get advice from medical professionals. I quit drinking after I threw up, my lungs collapsed, almost dying. Will do that to you. I'm sorry to hear that happen to you, Joseph. That's insane. But yes, a near-death experience will definitely propel you to make broad and vast changes in your life for the better. The brain is an organ like all other organs. It can have things wrong with it that can be treated medically. Yep, that's a good point. It's a very good point, for sure. It took me 10 years between realizing I had a problem and getting help for them, not helped by the nature of my illness. I'm aware, like I said, it's a fear for me. I don't know. So you're afraid for your own safety? Is that what you're saying? Or you're afraid that if you get on these pills that it's going to like phase out who you are? Is that what you're afraid of? Was it to you? How's it going today? Changed who I am? For sure. I mean, it's like medication definitely can do that, for sure. It can. Like, there's no question about it. But I think it's really beneficial to get diagnosed, because it's possible you have something that you don't think you have, and you might have something else, and there might be a different approach you can take. And like I said, you don't have to get on the medication if you don't want to. Getting a diagnosis is hella beneficial. My mate has borderline personality disorder, and although he's not on meds, the diagnosis has helped him cope with it so much better than before. Chris, love you too, man. Ben, that's good advice. Like, I echo that sentiment. I think that if you have any sort of knowledge or any sort of, intuition about, like, you might having some sort of disorder, or suspicion, it's just you're suspicious that you have that, you should definitely go get diagnosed, because it's not going to hurt anything. You might be running from the truth a little bit because you don't want certain things to be true, but if anything, it will only make your life better and easier, and only give you more tools to cope with what you're going through. And that's what we all want at the end of the day, right? Pac-Man Smith, appreciate it. Shiv, much love to you too. Hope you're safe as well. Weed really helped me. I know it's not for everyone, but it helped me self-reflect even harder on myself, which made me start going to the gym and eating right. It's not for everyone, but it helped me. Mythological creatures, of course, man. I mean, the thing is, it's like, I'm not trying to villainize weed, alcohol. Like, the things aren't evil. It's really how the person treats those things, because you can be addicted to anything. You can be addicted to sex, work, alcohol. You can be addicted to love. Those things at the base level aren't inherently evil, and it's not like, stay away from all those things. I can't personally do all those things because I'm an addict, and I don't handle those things well. So a lot of people that I know, like, they have a good relationship with weed, and they can smoke and it's fine. It doesn't mean that they, like, should quit, but it just means that they're using it as a tool to better themselves. And if you can do that, that's a great thing, I'm not saying it's the right thing. I've been suicidal and it's not okay. I encourage others to find help. It's something I'm struggling with. I've been on my own since 13, and it's hard to seek help. Shizzy, well, I mean, you're empowering yourself right now by admitting all that. That's a big step in the right direction, honestly. Like, even admitting that you are afraid to seek help is huge, because you know that, and you're saying that out loud, and that's a big thing. Avo, you play any instruments or ever thought about learning one? Was it to you? That's funny you asked, because I was actually up super late last night researching synths, because I've been really interested in buying a synthesizer for like the past 6 years. I've never played an instrument ever, but I really like synths, like the sounds, and I was looking at, okay, if I get a synth, like, what do I put it into? Because I have no idea. Like, okay, I need a controller. So I was looking at the Korg, and then I was looking at this other controller called the Push 2, and I was like on the verge of buying one, and I was going to spend a lot of money to buy both of those things. But then I just decided not to, because I think really that was kind of honestly like an impulse thing. And I feel like once I buy that, I'll play with it for like a day or maybe a week. and then I'll get bored of it and I won't ever work on it. Maybe that's not true, but I'm gonna kind of let some breather room fit in my life right now, because I think right now I'm just kind of like, oh, I have all this time and I'm doing so much and I'm doing so good for myself. What other hobbies could I possibly have? So I think I'm gonna let it breathe for a little bit, then come back to it like in a month or so. Shizzy, of course, man. You can open up anytime in here, bro. You can hit me up anytime, also personally. Chris, I follow all platforms. Be your own master. In order to do that, understand balance and destroy the ego. Battle rap has shown me something nothing else worldly has: acceptance. Chris, that's big, man. That's huge. Yeah, Adrian, the Korg mini log, the polysynth, not the monosynth. I think a polysynth would be cooler because I want to play multiple chords. I just don't want to play one. Do I like pistachio ice cream? I had it for the first time today and it's good. I actually really do like pistachio ice cream. I haven't had ice cream like before this all started. I haven't had pizza before this all started. I haven't eaten bad in a really long time. And to be honest with you guys, I really feel good about that. Because I used to, like, when I pig out, I go for the fucking field goal, man. I'll eat a whole pizza, like, no problem, then just hate myself afterwards. Do my libraries have music lending there? Ours does. It has a whole recording studio, but you could try a synth there. What? Just another reason why Canada is amazing. Your libraries, you can rent instruments? That's incredible. I'm a bit of a hobby pianist, guitarist. I've noticed from the intro and outro melody you seemed interested in 80s, 90s synthwave stuff. Yeah, I love that stuff. I love synths. That's why I want to buy one. I'm just like a huge fan. But yeah, I got to kind of curve my my interest. Of course, Shizzy, anytime, my friend. Avo, you hurt my heart time and time again. What's up, Amy? You feeling good still? Hopefully. Good pizza. I'm in Florida. Last time I had pizza, Chris, was in Florida, bro. I was down in Orlando for that Smack app event that actually didn't happen. And I got pizza. Do you like Avocado? How'd the nickname come up? Yeah, avocados are cool. The nickname is because I used to rap, and that was my name. Troy, I feel like everyone always says, once an addict, always an addict. I don't believe that, nor do I think if it's a healthy thing to say, especially to an addict. Yeah, Troy, I don't think that's a healthy thing to say either, because it's dismissive of the struggle they go through, and it's almost kind of belittling to, like, oh, well, you'll always be a fuck up. That's like saying, like, once a cheater, always a cheater, or like, you know, like saying if you're, I don't know. That's just like saying if you made one mistake, you're bound to repeat it, and then it gives the addict no power, because then if they do ever like relapse or something, they're like, oh, they were right. You know, I'm always gonna be like this. Might as well just fucking always be like this and just lean into the addiction. Hell yeah, Amy, that's awesome. I've never been to Asia. No. Strange request, but do you have like a PNG, that black rose design you had on the Ruin Your Day shirts a while back? It'd be cool for a tattoo. The black? I didn't make a black one, but you talking about the red one that said Ruin Your Day? Yeah, I could send you that. Just hit me up with an email, kgray@ryderdie.com, and I'll send you the design. You need to heal the codependence, and when that phrase came out, they didn't know much about mental health to help people heal. Very true. I was actually just talking about this with a friend today. Is like I was reading a book called Codependent No More, and I couldn't finish it because it feels so outdated. It was written in the 70s and it was updated in the 90s, but that's 30 years ago. And I was reading it and I'm just like struggling to really get into it, because it's focusing more on being codependent, like partners of alcoholics. So you're codependent on the addict, rather than being codependent on a partner just because you're a love addict, which is what I feel like I am. And yeah, I literally had to stop reading it because I was like, man, some of the terminology in here is just like not really fitting with my day to day. But yeah. Oh, that's crazy, Chris. Derek, what happened? Just tuning in. Hope everyone is having a great day. Happy to report 29 weeks alcohol free. Congrats, Derek. That's amazing, man. Fucking good job, bro. That's absolutely incredible, man. How do you feel? How do you feel about it? You feel good? I hope. I would feel good. Off topic and random, but has anyone tried fasting? If so, what were your results? Tips, thoughts about it in general? I've never personally tried fasting. It's never been my cup of tea. Just never really seen any benefits in it, to be honest. But that's not to say there aren't. Vinyl Fatigue DJ, appreciate that, my man. Hope you're safe as well. But mood is low because of X problems. Derek, do you want to talk about them? Because guess what, man? I could probably relate. I could probably empathize with a lot of what you're going through, my friend. So if you want to talk about anything, feel free. What's my favorite movie based on the camera work? Man, I don't know. Based on the camera work. The cinematography of There Would Be Blood is awesome. No Country for Old Men. Of course, 2001 Space Odyssey. Any Kubrick movie. Yeah. All those are fucking incredible. But I'm like, when people ask me that, I always kind of like, I draw a blank when cinematography, because it's like there's so many movies out there that I'm like, there must be some movies recently that I saw that I thought like just looked really beautiful. I can't really. Oh, Lighthouse. Lighthouse, from a cinematography standpoint, was fucking amazing. I thought that was great. Lay Stack, yeah, I heard intermittent fasting works wonders as well. I've just never personally done it. I thought the Lighthouse was incredible, Shiv. I thought it was absolutely amazing. I went into it not knowing anything about it, and when they like put the closers in for it to be 4x3, I was like, holy shit, that's fucking dope. This movie is 4x3. Let's go. Yeah, The Lighthouse is dope. I like that director a lot. He also did The Witch too, right? The Witch was, I don't know, The Witch was like kind of cool. There was like cool scenes in it, and it was shot really cool. But overall, it was just like, I didn't give a fuck about any of the characters, and whatever. So any way to curb the appetite as to not gorge at the end of it? I think once you get going to it, I think your appetite will naturally level out. Were you an active guy before drinking, or has sobering up opened the door to your healthy lifestyle now? So I've always been a gym rat, but I think basically once I quit drinking, my perspective on being active improved and actually got healthy. So before, I think I was a gym rat more for vanity reasons and like getting big, and I was kind of honestly a fucking douche. And now I think my perspective on being active and health in general is more geared towards that being healthy, and that inherently comes with a little bit of vanity as well, of course, but that's natural. And now I work out harder than I've ever worked out in my life. Like I do fucking 300 sit-ups, 400 push-ups, and 400 squats a day, and I run 3 miles every single day. And I'm just getting better every day about that, and eating healthier, and yeah, it's crazy for sure. So I think getting sober definitely pushed me to want to get healthier. Like I quit drinking coffee, quit smoking cigarettes. Yeah, I drink a gallon of water a day, at least. So, but yeah, so getting sober definitely made me more active. The grief is getting to me more than it should, I feel. Hey, Derek, so that in general, that statement, I think you should probably check yourself over that, because there is no should or shouldn't when you're going through grief. There's no you putting expectations on grief is highly unrealistic, and that's based on what you're seeing through your interpretation of other people's experiences or the outside world. There's no time capsule or there's no time frame cutoff deadline to how long it takes somebody to go through grief. It's all up to you and what makes you feel comfortable. So you should be kind to yourself and let yourself feel grief for as long as you possibly need. Man, it's been almost 2 years since I broke up with my ex, and I still think about her every day. I dream about her every single night. And I'm not like, man, the other people, like, I don't look at other people that got over their ex in a month and I'm like, damn, I wish I could be like them. Because to be honest, grief taught me more about myself than anything else did. Maybe even more than love did, to be honest with you guys. Like, grief has pushed me to become the person I'm proud of more than any other aspect of my life, period. Grief builds growth. So it's not like I would seek grief out necessarily, but the more that you really experience what you're really going through, don't block it out with like drinking or like numb it out with some substance, and just really lean into it, feel it, and then once you come out of it, be like, why was I feeling that? Why was I feeling super sad in that moment? You know, it's also important when you're feeling like heightened emotions not to like act on them. Like when you're like feeling super sad, to not just do something out of that emotion, or you're feeling super angry, not to do something out of that emotion. Just feel it, let it pass, and then you can revisit it once you're out of that emotion from a clear state of mind and a vantage point that will let you really see why you were feeling those things and where the strings were attached to pulling you in that direction. Avo, you ever done or still do any martial arts? Actually, yeah, I grew up, I did Taekwondo, and I'm a black belt in Taekwondo, which is hilarious. But it's more so like my dad paid a trainer to come train us at our crib, and we were basically given a black belt. But no, I don't know. I might get into boxing. I'm still like, this is like, I don't know. You guys take this for what it's worth. I've never punched anybody in the face in my life. And I'm trying to go through my whole life without doing that. It's kind of a weird goal. But I have been punched in the face before. I got sucker punched one time, and I think I got knocked out because I like vaguely remember flying through the air and landed on a glass table and shattered it. Pretty crazy story, to say the least. JJ, I was a black belt in Taekwondo when I was 10. I don't think it helped. Yeah, word, man. It is what it is. Nah, man, Saint Soldier, I'd probably suck at fighting, dog. Anybody could probably whoop my butt. But I don't fight, man. There's no reason. I have no reason to fight. I'm sure if I ever needed to, I would fight, but never been in a situation that I can't avoid it. And especially at my age, I would rather avoid physical confrontation than not. There's nothing anybody could say to me that would really make me want to hurt them. It's just not how it would go. I get angry for sure, but hopefully if I could curve my temper and my anger, I could like talk it out and just walk away. Was it? I'm not really, man. I'm not. Don't take that out of context. I'm a black belt when I was like 13, dude. It means absolutely nothing. Oh shit, Alfie the God, man. How you doing, bro? How's the family, man? I got 15 years plus the 15 for the charge. Is it okay to punch racists? Google. Or Googie. I'm sure that's some slang for good, hopefully. Alright, goody. Yeah, for sure, man. That's good to hear, man. I'm glad you're staying safe. I'm glad the fam's good. Good to see you in here, man. Love you. When you're frustrated while working, what do you do to chill? I listen to music. I work out. I read. I sleep. That's a big thing. When I'm feeling really emotional, I actually go to sleep a lot. Because sleep is a very good thing. I try to smile. Yeah, just like silly things. I also covered my room in like positive affirmations. So I have like my room has nothing on the walls except for all these positive affirmation, these like big posters I made. So I think being in those has actually helped me a lot. Happy to see you another day sober. Woody, thank you, my man. Appreciate that. Do I have any short or long-term goals? I actually don't really. Short term, I'm just trying to create every day in the best way, in the best and healthiest way I can, without resentment and without too much focus on any sort of negative thought. And then long-term goals, I just want to leave the world a better place than it was when I came here. That's it. That's all I hope to accomplish in this world. If I can do that with my life, I'll be happy. I'm not going to set expectation of I want to get married, I want to have kids. Do I want to do those things? Definitely. That would like make me very happy to have a lifelong partner and have kids, buy a house, like make enough money to make them comfortable. But that doesn't happen. My life is like, oh, I'm such a failure, because it's like, even now with what I've done with battle rap, I feel like very good about who I am. And if I could just do more of that in my life, that's perfect. That's enough for me. Have I stopped smoking cigars? Yep, I have, Hayden. I don't smoke cigars anymore, and I'm probably never going to start again. Once a black belt, always a black belt, Avo. I know you can break a board. I mean, of course, I think I could break a board, but that doesn't mean I can fight, for sure. My girl likes that you have positive affirmation posters. Well, Mike, thank you, and I appreciate that. Tell your girl that. Shiv, Avo, I recently watched Diz vs. Jersey Swift. Was that you? Said true, and Diz was like, hell yeah, it's true. Shiv, yes, that was me. That was me. I was acting crazy that day. Derek, pinched a nerve in my lower back, and I got stuck. Made the mistake of going to the floor and barely made it back up. Ugh. I hate that. When you pinch a nerve, that's the worst. Have you done that thing where I guess you can't really go on your back, but the best thing for a pinched nerve is actually, if you have a sciatic nerve, is lying on your back and twisting your hips, like just your hips over and your legs, so your legs just move like that, and it basically kind of works the sciatic nerve out a little bit. Do I make any music, Kid Smooth? I don't, but I was talking earlier about this, is that I've been looking into getting a synthesizer and a push-to controller, but I know nothing about anything, so I don't even know what I need. All I want is a synth and a drum machine to make like 80s snares. That's all I want. And I don't even it's so fucking like literally overwhelming going on the internet and being like, okay, I just want a dope poly synth and a drum machine. How do I get those two, hook them up, sync them, and put them into a computer? And it's like literally like fucking solving the goddamn Da Vinci Code every time I go on there, because there's so much and it's so intimidating. And then I'm like, oh well, maybe I should get the Prologue synth. Maybe I should just waste $1,000. Then I'm like, what am I doing? I'm talking about wasting $2,000 right now on like a hobby. When like a month ago I'm like, nah, I shouldn't buy any dumbbells because that's just a waste of money, and I don't know where I'm going to financially land in this crisis. Yep, synthwave, Kid Smooth, exactly. That's what I'm looking to make. I'm looking to make just like synth sounds and like some cool, like, the snares that are like hard and like has a lot of echo on it. And that's it. That's like literally it. I just want a fucking really cool synth and a drum machine. And that's all I want. But it's like I'm learning what you need to like really connect those, and I wasn't aware of all that. It's literally like I'm learning film all over again. Get yourself a free DAW and some free VSTs. I can toss you a link for the latter if you need it. Yo, yeah, if you guys have any advice, just hit my email, send me an email with like, point me in the right direction. I would love that. That would be incredible, man. Because I want to record it to my computer, but I'm kind of like feeling like I want to get away from the computer more and be able to play it and like have a physical drum pad, and that's it. And then like layer it, sequence it in like Logic or Pro Tools, whatever like software I end up getting. Oh yeah, was it too? Yeah, yeah. I remember that too. I definitely was pretty wild when Henny Man was out here. You talking about the first time? Because the first time he came out here, I got insanely drunk with him on this show. Henny Man is really fun to hang out with. Oh yes, stop to Reaper session. That's dope. Yeah, I was gonna get Ableton too. Yeah, I was looking into Ableton, but the thing is, it's just like I just don't know what to get. I was thinking about hitting up Chase, but I'm still kind of on the border, on the fence about spending a bunch of money. Um, but I don't know because then I'm gonna have to invest in a bunch of time, and I don't really have that much time to invest into a hobby. Favorite cartoon? You're talking about like a kids cartoon? Simpsons, probably the GOAT cartoon. Um, Other, I mean, Simpsons and South Park, I think are the best, probably. But if you're talking about like something a little bit more adult, I was just talking to Cap Callis today about. Do you guys remember the Max and like Aeon Flux from like MTV's like golden animation age? That shit was fire. That shit was awesome. Yeah, Family Guy's pretty funny. American Dad's pretty funny too. Celebrity Deathmatch. Oh hell yeah, with the claymation. That shit was awesome. So Ableton is more than $50 for Reaper? Damn, that's pretty fucking cheap. You should try and grab an old version of FL Studio off the interweave. It's pretty easy to understand the UI. Hmm, interesting. I'll look into all this. But yeah, if you guys want to send me an email of what to get, I would love that. Because I'm thinking about the Korg, the mini log, and then the push 2 looks really cool, but I don't know if I need that and the push 2. But yeah, I don't know. When you started your Murphs, the 20 sets of 15, do you begin with 300, 400, or build up? KS, when I did the Murph is actually 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, and 300 squats, and I never moved up from there because basically I was trying to just get faster. Like I was trying to run a mile, do that, run a mile, and always trying to beat my record. And I was getting really fast. I forget what my last time was before I stopped. But now what I do is a set of 300 sit-ups, 300 push-ups, 400 squats, which is more than the Murph, in under 20 minutes, and then I do like this big superset of curls, lateral raises, and squats with sandbags, and that's actually harder, like way harder. I do a superset of 12, 11, 10, 9, all the way down to 0, and I try to do that in under like 8 minutes, and that sucks. And then I do a superset of diamond push-ups and stiff leg deadlifts, do 100 of each of those, and then I run 3 miles after all that. So that's like my big workout. So here, I'll write my email in the chat. Okay, yes, thank you, man. Yeah, I mean, I've just been trying to not fucking lose my endurance during this, man. It's really hard. With an entry-level guitar amp and a reverb pedal, you can add a lot to retro synth stuff. Guitar is an awesome instrument to learn too. Mitchell, yeah, I know no instruments, man. I know absolutely nothing. So it's literally, this is gonna be me starting from fucking scratch. I'm probably gonna be like playing like a fucking like rabbit. Kid Smooth, I'm trying to get my fitness game back on track. What's a good workout for your common lazy man? Kid Smooth, the best thing you can do is push-ups. Just do push-ups. Do 3 sets of 10. That's it. Just do 3 sets of 10. Also, when you're doing push-ups, it'd be kind of weird for me to show you here, but so when people do push-ups, how they're kind of taut, see how my like elbows are sticking out? And you go like this, and your elbows kind of go out. Don't do that. That's actually like horrible, and it fucks up your shoulders. So basically, like, hug your body with your elbows, put your hands here, and then go down like that, and then push out through your chest and through your palms, right through right here. I feel that like works your chest out more, works your triceps out, doesn't fuck your shoulders up. Because when you're doing wide grip, it's just putting all this unnecessary pressure up here, and it's really fucking your shoulder joints up. And then sit-ups and just like body weight squats those are all you need. Like push-ups and squats is all you need, and you don't need any weights. You can do it in any you don't need any room to really do it either. It's a prison workout, kind of. It's like it's pretty much what a burpee is. Damn, 530 minutes. That's crazy. I'm honestly more worried about coming out of quarantine than being in it. For someone who has issues going out in the first place, this is really screw with my hard-earned habits. Yeah, I mean, I'm also kind of concerned about coming out of quarantine, to be honest with you guys. Like, I think definitely a lot of people are going to get used to this relaxed lifestyle, and then when they're forced to come out of it, it's going to be like a hard shift. What's the best exercise for weight loss, not including running? Got some dodgy knees, so high-impact stuff ruins me. Ben, just walk, man. Literally just walk. Walk around your block a couple times. Eat better. Like I said, push-ups, sit-ups, squats. When this gets over and you have access to a place you can go, like a gym, you can swim. Because if you don't have good joints in your knees, swimming's amazing. And it's very cardiovascular. But I would say walking is the biggest thing. Just go outside, walk around the block. It will help. And boxing too. Boxing's incredible. I'm kind of thinking of like what you could do now without a gym, but boxing is amazing. That's cardio as fuck. Do I watch MMA? I do. I'm not really like knowledgeable about it, but I do like MMA a lot. Like whenever there's a big fight on, I'll try to watch it. We were out in Jersey when that last Israel fight happened. Everybody was like thought was whack and that he shouldn't have won, which was crazy. Favorite fighter is probably Khabib. I like Diaz a lot, Nick Diaz. Both the Diaz brothers, actually. Alvo, are there any popular movies you didn't like over the camera work? I imagine just like you'd appreciate certain details others don't notice, also dislike ones others don't notice. I don't know about movies I didn't like because of the camera work. Honestly, to be real with you guys, I thought in 1917 was kind of whack. The one that's just one shot. I thought it was just kind of, I don't know. I just didn't really think like the characters, I didn't connect with them. And that's not really due to the camera work or any of the technical issues, but I think the camera work kind of overshadowed everything. It's like, oh, this was one shot. Isn't this incredible? To me, that thought of doing something in one shot is like so film school and so like obvious. Like everybody thinks that, like, oh, we're gonna do a music video, but bro, it's just gonna be one shot. It's like, yeah, everybody thinks that. The thing is, it takes a lot of time and effort to do it correctly. They did it really correctly, and it was really impressive, but I don't know. I was almost kind of like, this is a fucking gimmick. Like, cut. Who cares? Like, doesn't matter to me. Been walking 10K every night since I stopped smoking weed. It just doesn't feel like enough. Damn. Okay. Well, shit. You're doing your job then. Gonna start boxing training when the gym's open again, though. Well, Ben, dude, like, throw some push-ups in there, man. Do this. Try to do 50 sit-ups, 50 push-ups, and 100 squats. How about that? Without stopping. So do a set of 5 of 10 sit-ups, 10 push-ups, 20 air squats. Yeah, 5 times. Do that 5 times. And don't stop. Don't take a break. That's cardio as fuck. Like when I do that, literally I'm sweating, I'm breathing super hard. It's almost fucking more hard than running. Come and see? Nah, I've never heard about that. I'll check it out though. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up because I gotta get ready for this round for round. We're gonna do in 10 minutes. Appreciate everybody in here. Thanks for talking with me. Hope everybody's good. Derek, congrats on the sobriety, man. Everybody stay safe out there. Shiz, stay strong. And love you guys. I'll see you guys in a couple minutes with round for round. We're doing B Dot versus RX. Peace.